Hey everyone, welcome to episode 337 and the Whining. Welcome to the Harmony in the Home podcast. I'm your host, Kelly Hutchison. I'm a counselor, a life coach, and most importantly, an imperfect mom doing this work right along with you. And my goal on our podcast is to go from chaos to calm, feel less frazzled, and have more fun within your four walls to have more harmony in your home. So I just realized we've done 300 and something episodes, and I don't think I've ever had a episode called whining or anything about whining. I always talk about taming the tantrums, the meltdowns, but I forgot how much whining goes on because my kids are older and they don't really, I wouldn't say whine. They might a little bit like, oh, why do we have to go here? But it's not the incessant, nonstop whining. I forgot how hard the whining stage is. So I actually low-key feel bad that I have not discussed whining. So guess what we're going to do? When we know better, we're going to do better, and we're going to talk about it today. Before we do, you know who I'm going to mention, Herbal Face Food. If you have fine lines, wrinkles, who doesn't have fine lines or wrinkles, or sunspots, or rosacea, or all the other ailments that happens when your skin just starts to look like leather sometimes. For me, it's from the sun damage. I am telling you, Herbal Face Food is my go-to. I use it every day. I would never, ever, because I know you guys trust me, I would never recommend anything that I don't use myself. So if you're interested in trying something and supporting the show, because I really don't want to put this show behind a paywall, and I love offering it for free, and a way that you can support the show to keep the lights on is by going to herbalfacefood.com, using the coupon code HARMONY20, and order some for your spouse too. If you already placed your first order, have your spouse place their first order and use the coupon code HARMONY20 to get 20% off. And it's a way to support the show and to say thank you. Someone said one time, it's like putting a tip in the tip jar. And that's so true. And if you have a small business or a company that you would like me to talk about and support the show, we can have another coupon code. How cute would that be? Obviously, I would have to try it, or my kids would have to try the product first to make sure I love it. And then if we fall in love, then I'll give you a shout out and then we can work together. That's a win-win, or what? So today we're going to talk about whining, and I can't believe I've never talked about whining. If I look back, it's like tame the tantrums, stop the tantrums, meltdowns, all about the meltdowns. And that's like code red. There is a very, very, very large section that comes before the meltdown. Now, when the kids are younger, I always talk about the lighting system. They go from green to yellow to red. Green is what they're just chilling out. Yellow is they're like, It's like the fussy stage. And then it goes to red, where it's full down meltdown. Like, I have had the kids screaming in my face. And I'm just looking at them going, it's a sippy cup color. It's a banana. Okay, I'm sorry I gave you broccoli and you wanted cauliflower. Because for some reason, I don't know if your kids are like this, but my kids, like, one likes creamy peanut butter, the other one likes crunchy. One likes their toast lightly toasted, and the other one's like not toasted at all. Then the other one, some days, wants it darkly toasted. Now, they're older now, so they make their own food. But I'm talking about when they were younger. And then it's like, I remember one time they were so into veggie straws, and I bought them in bulk at like off Amazon. And then all of a sudden they're like not eating. I'm like, what's going on with the veggie straws? They're like, oh, we're not eating them anymore. As soon as I buy anything in bulk, it's like Murphy's Law. They stop loving it. Same with bananas. Like, we go through bananas. Like, I can't keep them in the house. And then I'll buy 3 and they sit there. And then they go from perfectly ready to eat to not able to eat. So not only are my kids a little fickle when they were younger and they didn't have the language to explain their fickleness, they also seem to like opposite things. And they didn't do it on purpose, because it's not like they took notes. One of them loved broccoli, the other one loved cauliflower. One of them loved peas, the other one loved green beans. I was like, am I in the true? Am I like being pranked? Like, is John Quinones going to come out and tell me, like, one likes, like I said, creamy peanut butter, the other one for a while liked grape jelly and one liked strawberry jelly. I'm like, this cannot be for real. And they didn't say, oh, you like grapes, so I'm going to like strawberry. It wasn't like they were trying to be, it happened. Like, one of them liked Colgate toothpaste, the other one liked Crest. This one's too spicy. Their needs were so picky and so specific. One likes, this was good. One likes strawberry yogurt and one likes strawberry banana yogurt. I was like, you can't be for real. This can't be for real. One liked doing their reading homework first. The other one liked doing their math homework first. I could go on and on and on. And these are 2 kids raised in the same home, the same parents, all the things. But kids are going to have their preferences, and that's okay. Just like I have my preferences. When I go to a restaurant, I don't like to drink dark beer. David loves dark beer. I like the lighter ones. That doesn't mean I'm like being difficult if they bring me the wrong one and I send it back. I'm like, I just can't drink it, you know? Or if they bring me Pepsi versus Coke, I don't like Pepsi. I just prefer not to have it. Or if I order shrimp fajitas and then they bring out beef fajitas, I just don't like beef fajitas. Okay, there's nothing wrong with me. I just don't like seeing all that meat just laying there. Shrimp fajitas, I could devour. Beef fajitas, no thank you. So when your kids have preferences, that doesn't mean, oh my gosh, they're so picky, they're so inflexible. Okay, then I'm picky and inflexible. But there's other things I'll eat fine. So honoring your kids' preferences is not a bad thing. So when they were younger, I was trying to always honor their preferences, but I would get them confused a lot. And then the whining would start. I don't like strawberry banana. Oh my gosh. It like makes my skin crawl just thinking about all the whining. But, we come from solutions here. So I'm going to let you listen to something that I heard about whining that is going to rock your world. Because I was like, yes, as she was talking, I was literally fist bumping her. I'm like, yes, say more, say more. And I love when people take what I'm thinking and trying to teach and they say it in a way that I'm saying, but then they say it a little bit different, or they might say it a little bit clearer, or they might use a different example. Like she uses the example in this about, I always use the banana example and I always use the sippy cup example. She uses a different example. And I'm like, I think she uses the cherry tomato example. Like, that's so true. The more examples you have, the better that you are all going to learn. So listen up, Buttercup. This comes from, like giving my shout outs. So it's called Peds Doc Talk. Or is it PEDS? No, it's Peds. Like pediatrics. PEDSDOCTALK. So good. And she is doing a stitch with Ashley K Photography. Ashley K is kind of like we all feel about the whining, like, oh my goodness, the whining just doesn't stop. So Peds of Doc Talk gives the scientific reason behind it. If you're a big logical person, you're going to love this. But she also gives a lot of examples and how to stay calm during the whining and during the storms. But when they go into the yellow, I would say this is like when they're in the yellow range. And when you can get them out of the yellow range and back to green, then you don't have to deal with the tantrums and meltdowns. So you're kind of like cutting it off at the pass. But meltdowns, there's nothing wrong with them. They're going to happen no matter what. So you could be the best parent out there. They're still going to get to red, just like we get to red. So the more that I can normalize that for you, the better. My kids get to red. I get to red. David doesn't really get to red, but he's like a robot, I feel like. So listen to this. And the way that we show red is completely different. Like, we're not big ragers, but like I go inward. I am an internal processor. So when I go to red, it's more like I kind of sulk a little bit. I would say that's my red. So different people have different reds. So I want you to listen to this and we'll talk about it on the other side.
It's the whining. The whining over nothing. Like, use your words. The whining's gonna take me out. 2-year-old, you cannot reason with a 2-year-old. So moms of 2-year-olds, are you okay?
The whining, the meltdowns, the meltdown about the meltdown after the first meltdown. Parents of 2-year-olds, are we okay? Because I've been there. I stood in my kitchen holding the cherry tomato for my child that they begged for, only to be met with screams like I'd committed a personal betrayal. Hi, I'm Dr. Mona Amin, board-certified pediatrician and mom, and I want to walk you through what's actually happening in that little tornado brain so you stop wondering, am I doing something wrong? Spoiler, you are not. Here's what's going on. At 2, your child's prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain that helps with regulation, impulse control, is still under construction. Meanwhile, the amygdala, their emotional alarm system, is fully online. So they're feeling huge emotions with almost no tools to manage them. And around this age, everything seems to start to explode. They've got language, but can't access it mid-meltdown. Independence, but no impulse control. Feelings, but zero regulation tools. And opinions. So many opinions. It's like their brain leveled up, but forgot to send the user manual. To us, their reactions feel like overreactions, but to them, they are just reactions. They don't know feelings past. They only know this feels terrible right now. They may stack meltdowns like emotional dominoes, especially when they're tired, overstimulated, or hungry. And when we want to yell, use your words. I get it. I've said it. But during a meltdown, their emotional brain hijacks their thinking brain. It's not that they won't use their words, it's that they can't access it yet. So what do we do instead? Quick validation and co-regulate. Logic won't land in a flooded brain. Get low, validate, and narrate. You're upset because you wanted the banana the other way, huh? Teach after the storm. Once they're calm, offer a simple reflection. You were frustrated. Next time, you can say, help me, please. Now, will they remember this every time? Maybe not right away, but over time, with repetition and warmth, they start to connect the dots. Repetition wires the brain. Every meltdown you meet with calm connection helps shape future self-regulation. And if you're feeling dysregulated, anchor, drop your shoulders, plant your feet. Sometimes I take a deep breath and make a weird sound like a deflating balloon. This moment is not forever. That snaps me back into regulation because they're not giving you a hard time. They're just in one. And your calm is contagious. So the next time your 2-year-old screams about the wrong color cup, remember, it may not be a big deal to you, but to them, it's everything. And your job isn't to fix the meltdown. It's to ride it with them, then teach them how to paddle next time.
Yes. Amen, sister. Isn't that so true? And I can't believe she used the sippy cup color and the banana example like I do all the time. I'm like, are we sisters? What is going on? So I love the way she said about you have to do it with consistency and warmth. That consistency over time, you are teaching them how to self-regulate by you regulating with them. It's called co-regulation. You're doing it with them, and then over time, they're going to be able to do it on their own. And they don't have to do it perfectly on their own all the time. That's why you're always there. Just like we are in our 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s, and we don't do it all the time on our own the right way. And remember, I just Googled this because I wanted to get the right math, because this just puts everything in perspective. I wish I knew this when my kids were 2. Your 2-year-old is only 730 days old. Now, I know how to do the math, but I had to Google it because that's crazy. So I did it again. And how old is my 15-year-old? My 15-year-old is 5,475 days old. Now, that sounds like a lot, 5,000 days, but it's really not that old. Think about when you were 5,000 days old. How much did you know and not know? Now, I'm going to reverse that age. Oh, this is going to be scary. So I have a 15-year-old and I'm 51. How am I 51? Not really sure. Guess how many days I am old? Oh, jeez. This is depressing. I am 18,615 days old. What in the world? Now, obviously, that's a ballpark. They have the disclaimer. It depends on the specific birth date and current date. To find the exact numbers of days, you can calculate the number of days between their birth date and today and use an online calculator. I don't need to know that. But it just puts everything in perspective of how much more life experiences we have versus what they have. And even though I'm 18,615 days old, I'm still learning and growing. I'm still learning how to regulate my emotions. I'm still learning how to process them and feel them and ride the wave and dealing with emotions I didn't deal with when I was in my 20s. So it's just constantly evolving and growing. So when we can see our kids in the same type of development curve, it puts it in perspective, like how little and how unsure they are about what's going on. And I love how she also said, I was like, wow, she's saying this, I say this too. I mean, I literally think we're sisters. She literally said they're not having a hard time, they're in a hard time. I always say they're not giving you a hard time, they're having a hard time. And that, I get so much feedback from that one line from parents. They're not giving you a hard time, they're having a hard time. And I used to totally have my ego involved in everything. And I'm like, they're doing it on purpose. They're manipulating me. I will not win. I will not lose. They will not win. I mean, they will not win. I will not lose. So it was like this battle of wills. And I just dropped the rope and I was like, oh, they don't know how to manage their emotions. Hello. I don't either at 51. So let me, if I don't know, then they probably don't know at 15 months old. If I'm 51, they probably don't know at 51 months old how to manage their emotions. So just remember that about your kids. And in that way, when you remember that, you're going to be able to have so much more compassion and empathy during their tricky waters and not expecting them to never have tricky waters. You have to remember, and I have to remember, that what we do when they're little and with us all the time, we are helping them to manage their emotions when they're little and with us all the time so that they know how to manage their emotions when they're older and not with us all the time. That is why we want these emotions to happen and be exposed, so to speak, when they're younger, so they know what to do when they're bigger. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.
Hey mamas, thanks for listening. If you had any ahas, clicks, or those lightning bolt moments while listening, you have to check out my free parenting bootcamp, where we take all of this to the next level and we try to create even more awakenings for ourselves so that we can connect more with our kids and never yell at them again. You can sign up at www.coachingkelly.com. And if you really want to fill up my love cup, send me an email of what your aha was, what your click was, what was that lightning bolt moment while you were listening. I want nothing more in life than for you to have harmony in your home and to learn how to be an imperfect mom like me, which allows your kids to be imperfect too, each and every day. Thanks for listening.